Welcome back, Marissa. Can I get you anything? A cappuccino or maybe a tasty prison scone guaranteed to break a tooth?
How do you do that, Scott? How do you keep such a good attitude in here?
Come on, what am I gonna do? Huh? Rip off my clothes, jump on the guard's back? I wouldn't do that. Kidding.
What I mean is, you're still you.
Trust me, I've changed a little bit. Not much to do in here, but face yourself. Please, sit down.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, however you've managed to handle it, it's worked.
You have some news.
We won.
What are you talking?
Caleb got everything back from Chandler Enterprises, Cortland Electronics,
right,
the nanotechnology, and Chandler's been hit with a major fine. It's all been put right, Scott, exactly the way you wanted.
Thank you so much, Marissa. Thank you. Thank you, and congratulations to you. And now you can use it to get me the hell out of here.
On a plan of attack, we might even be able to get a judge to grant an early parole hearing since the restitution's been made. Just look this over before I put it in legalese.
So you've been working on getting me an early parole?
Hey, I may have only been a lawyer for 5 minutes, but what I lack in experience, I make up for with desire.
Desire? Now that is a very good word.
Desire to get you out of here. I think I can help you.
Are you serious? I mean, after everything I did.
You didn't do anything.
Marissa, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm one of the reasons why your marriage crashed and burned.
No. JR is the reason that my marriage crashed and burned. And what you and I did only happened because of what he and Annie had already started. You can't take the blame for that.
Well, I can take the blame for what I did to Palmer. I mean, I knew what I was doing. Stealing those secrets put a lot of bad stuff in motion. You know, I hurt a lot of people.
But you had the courage to stand up and admit what you did. To accept the consequences. You paid your debt, Scott. And now that everything's been put right, I don't see why you should stay in this place any longer than you have to.
Well, amen to that. Now you just tell me what I gotta do, okay? And I will do it. Anything.
Okay,
yeah.
Hey, look, slow down. I worked very hard to pass that bar, okay?
Yeah, okay?
So you just leave all the heroic lawyerly stuff to me.
All right, I'll have to do that, but I will owe you, okay? So tell me what's going on with AJ?
JR and I have come to an understanding. We're going to share custody.
Really? And you're okay with that?
Well, JR's come around recently. I think he's ready to be a good father and to keep AJ safe.
Okay, well, just gonna have to take your word on that.
You don't believe me?
No, of course I believe you. Just like I believe every inmate in here who tells me he's innocent.
Thanks for your help. I'll let you know when...
If you're looking for breakfast, I've still got some fresh blueberry muffins.
Actually, I was looking for Marissa. Is she around?
She's gonna be busy this morning at work. She said she might stop by for lunch.
I'll tell you what. Can you give these to her for me? They're flowers. I wanted to say thank you for her agreeing to joint custody. And you don't like that?
Actually, JR, I was dreading the idea of that boy being caught in a legal tussle with you two. I just want to know that we can trust you.
You can. You know that AJ comes first with me.
Okay. I will, put these in water, and I'll make sure that she gets them.
There's a card in there, too. Make sure she gets that.
You better hold up your end of the bargain, JR. You let Marissa see him whenever she wants, because if you don't, I'm gonna get on my broom and I'm gonna come find you.
You know, I'll take one of those blueberry muffins from the road.
Be right back.
Okay, so JR is still JR. That's not always a bad thing. I mean, he loves his son, and he does want what's best for him. And he never wanted a custody battle to begin with. Why aren't you saying anything?
It's just not a whole lot for me to say.
Oh, I know. You probably think that I'm being naive or something, right?
Marissa, I do not think that at all. In fact, I think you're being hopeful. I'm very glad to see that JR didn't squeeze that out of you.
Well, what about you? Are you hopeful?
Seeing you definitely helps.
Are you flirting with me?
Flirting with you?
Here
No,
in prison?
No, never.
I would never
Oh,
good.
Do that. It's just you lighten up the place, you know, and it sure needs some brightening.
Well, have you thought about what you're going to do when you get out of here?
Every second of every day.
Well, you're going to need to get a job lined up in order to convince the parole board. And the market is really tough out there. And with your conviction in corporate espionage, you're not going to be able to work for any publicly traded companies. And private companies are going to be just as wary. Plus, you have no assets.
Okay, well, remind me not to let you write my resume.
I'm sorry. It's just, I want you to be prepared for what's waiting for you.
No, I know, and I'm aware of the reality of things. I am. And I'm not afraid to start from scratch. In fact, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I will not back down. And that right there is going to be my New Year's resolution.
Okay, well, try not to sound so scary for the parole board.
It's scary. It's just, I'm ready to get out of here.
Okay. Well, do you want to hear my New Year's resolution?
Please.
I'm going to bring you home.
Hey, how is Marissa's legal stuff with Scott? How's that progressing?
She told you about that?
Well, I'd heard that she was working with him. She's trying to get him out early, right?
I think that's something you need to talk to Marissa about, not me.
Well, all I'm saying is, he's lucky to have her on his side.
Whatever Marissa may or may not be doing for Scott, come on, don't let it get in the way of the truths that you two have worked out together.
Why would I do that?
Because I know you better than just about anybody. You hold on to a grudge like a bull rider holds on to a rope. As long and as hard as you can.
Well, Scott's paying for what he did.
Oh, and so are you. You got your head handed to you when you lost Cortland. I know that ain't sitting well. Now, don't tell me you don't blame this whole mess on Scott. And don't you even think about taking it out on Marissa for helping it.
You know, you think that you still know me, Krystal, but you don't. Last time this year I was facing death, that sort of thing. It changes your perspective on life, how you deal with people. I most certainly do not have a grudge with Scott. Thank you for the muffin.
Is it my attorney again?
That was good looking.
That's right. Better. Hiya, cuz. Long time no see.
What do you want, JR?
What? Why can't a man come visit his cousin? Do I need an ulterior motive?
You are a walking ulterior motive.
Come on, admit it. You miss me.
I haven't really thought about you.
I'm sure. I'm sure you also heard that Caleb won Cortland back. Doesn't that make you want to gloat just a little bit? Because of you, I lost a major chunk of my company because you wanted to play corporate con man.
You know, I couldn't care less about you or Chandler, okay? So why don't you tell me, what are you doing here?
I want to know what you're up to with Marissa. What's your angle?
So much for the new and improved JR. You used her. You played her for all you could. Said the right things, anything to keep her from getting custody of AJ, huh?
That's not for you to worry about. I have a life outside. You want to know what my favorite thing to do is? I like to wake up in the morning. Take a deep breath of that free, fresh air. Then I dress myself in a suit and I go to work. What do? You live here. How's that all working out for you anyhow?
Oh, JR. It's funny, you know, here I am, locked up behind these walls. Haven't had any contact with you in months, and like I said, I haven't even thought about you. And yet, you still feel threatened by me.
And now I have the exact opposite.
You're not a threat. You never have been.
No, I didn't say I was a threat. I said you feel threatened.
No, I'm just looking out for Marissa.
I don't think she needs you to do that.
You're using her to get payback at me. Calling her, sending her flowers, pumping her up like she's some sort of legal savior.
No, why are you acting like she's still your wife, hmm? Have you gotten Annie out of your system?
Out of my system? I still got her perfume on my clothes. So what's your next move there? You gonna take another run at my company, Scott?
This may be hard for you to believe, but I care less about Chandler than I do about you. In fact, while I'm in here, I'm working on something a little more productive than making moves against you. I'm focused on one thing only, and that is me. And these days, when I look in the mirror, I feel good about what I see. Can you say the same? I'm good to go.
Enjoy yourself. Oh, right. There was that one thing I wanted to ask you. Do you have any big plans for your New Year's Eve with any of your, inmate pals?
Thanks for the visit, JR.
That's what I'm here for.
Wow, they are beautiful.
Flowers from 2 Chandler men.
I know. Dangerous territory. But don't you worry. I'm not getting stuck in the middle of that mess again.
Good plan.
But I am still going to help Scott get out of prison. He deserves a second chance.
Let's go, Chandler.
Hey, any tips for scoring an early parole from this place?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Chandler.
Oh, I'm getting out of here. I have to.
It won't be much longer.